This bill is a deal with the devil.
That bill is passed. Over $900 billion in Medicaid cuts. SNAP is being cut. Student loans, Pell Grants, harder to get. ICE is about to be the biggest law enforcement group in the country.
Well, you just couldn't call, could you, Magus? You just couldn't help out a few thousand or million people who are going to go hungry and are going to live in the fucking streets. Thanks, MAGA. Thanks a whole hell of a lot. Because most of the goddamn people live in your fucking states.
Congress just passed a tax bill that helps millionaires keep millions. And if that's not you and you're not mad, then you're probably not paying attention. They're calling it the Big Beautiful Bill.
You know what it costs to keep a kid on Medicaid? $10 a day. How about keeping that child fed with SNAP benefits? $6 a day. What do Republicans want to give away to the already rich? $6 million per billionaire. Think about that. For a billionaire, $6 million is not even a rounding error. For a hungry child, it's enough to eat every single day for 34 lifetimes. Inflicting hunger on children to give billionaires money they don't need and won't even notice? There is no moral code under which that is acceptable.
Millions of Americans are in shock, anger, and fear after the Senate just passed the so-called the Big Beautiful Bill, and behind that name lies one of the most devastating attacks on low-income, elderly, disabled, and working-class Americans. And it's so sad because millions of American citizens actually went on ahead and voted for this, went on ahead and supported this new administration, and most of them are now coming out crying and saying how much they regret their vote, how much they regret supporting MAGA. And I'm here asking myself, did people not warn you? Did people not warn you not to go ahead and vote against your own self-best interest just because of hate, racism? Most of people that I'm seeing and you'll be seeing on this video thought that their white privilege will be saving them. But they only forgot that white privilege doesn't come with survival mechanism. Because these people that were benefiting or were actually waiting on these benefits for them to be able to live on a day-to-day life, all these are taken away by the administration that they voted for. Medicaid, SNAP benefits, and a lot more benefits that this new administration will continue stripping away from the American citizens. Because why? They want to make the millionaires and the billionaires rich. They want to save tax cuts from these rich American citizens, because for the common citizen, it doesn't matter to them anymore. Just as some of you are so happy because you wanted the Trump administration to take away Obamacare, not knowing that it was the same as Affordable Care Act because it was brought by Obama, a black man. That's why you didn't want this, and that's why you couldn't vote for Kamala, because in as much as so many people say that Kamala is not black, the reason as to why most people didn't vote for her is because they see her as a black woman. You want to say she's mixed Indian and all that, but most of them, the reason as to why they didn't vote for her is because she's a black woman. And now look at what you all are going through because of what you voted for. It's crazy, guys, and it's sad that in this day and era, people are still voting, you know, led by hatred and racism. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belong to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
This bill is a deal with the devil. President Trump, you're either being lied to or you are lying to the American people. because this bill represents, in the text of this bill, the largest and greatest loss of health care in American history. 17 million Americans will lose their health care on this bill, not undocumented people, not quote unquote the disgusting term illegal, but 17 million Americans will have their health care cut from this bill. On this point of tax on tips, as one of the only people in this body who has lived off of tips, I want to tell you a little bit about the scam of that text, a little bit of the fine print there. The cap on that is $25,000, while you're jacking up taxes on people who make less than $50,000 across the United States, while taking away their SNAP, while taking away their Medicaid, while kicking them off of the ACA and their health care extensions. So if you're at home and you're living off tips, you do the math. Is that worth it to you? Losing all your health care, not able to feed your babies, not being able to put a diaper on their bottom in exchange for what? This bill is a deal with the devil. It explodes our national debt. It militarizes our entire economy, and it strips away health care and basic dignity of the American people. For what? To give Elon Musk a tax break and billionaires the greedy taking of our nation. We cannot stand for it, and we will not support it. You should be ashamed.
That bill is passed. Over $900 billion in Medicaid cuts. SNAP is being cut. Student loans, Pell Grants, harder to get. ICE is about to be the biggest law enforcement group in the country. ICE. There's $100 trillion going to the defense, and the 1% is about to live their best life like they've been doing this whole time. Hospitals are about to start shutting down, which some of them have already prepared to start shutting down. It's going to be harder for a lot of people now. A lot of people are about to die, and that's not even a joke. And it makes me sad because a lot of y'all MAGA people, y'all voted for this man because he was a white man and he had how many felonies and how many failed businesses, but it didn't matter, because I would rather vote for the white man who has no experience and is not here for the whole American body than vote for a black woman who's had the experience her whole life and actually wanted us to do better. Wanted better for America. And for all the Republicans, y'all spineless POSs, y'all, I hope y'all get unseated. I really do. But for everybody else, we tried. We did the best we could. We did the best we could. Primaries is what's next. I'm taking a break. I need a break from this app. I need a break from everything. Because I feel like November all over again, when Republicans were saying that, oh, Project 2025 isn't real. It's not real. It doesn't exist. And then turn around and after he won, it's real. And now they're saying, oh, we are touching Medicaid. Now they admit it after they passed the bill. So y'all dummies, y'all fell for it again. Congratulations, y'all screwed all of America.
Trump's big ashy ass bill has been passed. And I just want to say, before y'all start with the kumbaya, this is not the time to point fingers, we need to all come together, that's not going to happen. I'm pointing fingers. I don't know what y'all going to do, but I'm pointing fingers because there are specific people who are responsible for this. To all the people that rallied behind Trump during this election blindly because of their overwhelming support for all of the isms, misogyny, bigotry, and all of those things, you are to blame. You're to blame. You're going to be the reason that millions of Americans no longer have access to health care or food. To all the people who voted for him because you thought he was talking to you when he said that there would be financial gain, but you're now realizing that he's actually talking about the people who are already rich, absent of the color of your skin, you are to blame. To all the people who refused to vote for Kamala Harris because she was a black woman, and let's call a spade, and you could not see a black woman or a woman at that running the country, you are to blame. To all the people who thought they were standing on business or trying to be divisive by convincing people not to vote for Kamala Harris because you believe she supports genocide abroad, but you did not think about what would actually happen inside the country that you currently live in, where plenty of marginalized people are being hurt, are not eating, and are missing out on healthcare every day, you are to blame. Now there are millions of people in our country with disabilities and who identify as senior citizens who will no longer have access to the care they need to simply live or to simply eat. And the rich will be getting tax breaks that are unbelievable for absolutely no reason at all. Tax breaks on taxes that they can afford to pay and are choosing not to because they want to preserve their wealth and watch the poor suffer. The truth is that y'all will let racism and misogyny prevail every time, because that's more important to you than the lives of the most vulnerable people in our country.
Here are the winners and losers from Trump's big, beautiful bill. 4 winners, 4 losers. Winner, corporations. Permanent tax cuts equal bigger profits. Investors win too. Losers, our kids. Adding $3 trillion to the national debt. We're just kicking that tax can down to the next generation. Winner, high earners. SALT deduction cap raised from $10,000 to $40,000. Loser, low-income families. 12 million families expected to lose Medicaid coverage over the next decade. Winner, waiters and bartenders. Tips are now tax-free. Loser, healthcare workers. Medicaid cuts means 5,000 fewer jobs in the field. Winner, fossil fuel companies. Big boost from rolled back regulation. Loser, Tesla. EV tax credits? Gone. That's 4 winners and 4 losers. Are you a supporter of the bill? Let me know.
You do realize that most of you aren't in the right tax bracket to be celebrating, right?
Probably gonna lose some followers because of this, but I don't even care at this point. You know why everybody's so pissed about this big, beautiful bill? Because they got to get up and move their ass off the couch. They've been living off the government for the last God knows how many years, and now they're gonna have to get a job. They're gonna have to move. They've been making more than me and you have, who's busting our ass at work every day. So, yeah, they're mad. They're mad. They got to go make money. They actually got to do something to make that money they were making. So, I mean, if you've been sitting on your ass for 10 years, not having to work, and all of a sudden, oh, I got to go to work now and make the same amount or less than what I was making sitting at the house, who wouldn't be pissed?
It's so crazy, guys. And honestly, I don't even understand. Like, I'm now sitting here wondering, like, when you see people creating videos and saying that they do not support these and they don't want Trump and his administration to take all these benefits away from the American citizens, I think when he sees this video, he just sits down and laughs at you, because all these things that he's doing were on Project 2025. And the reason as to why I'm saying, like, he laughs at you because you voted for this and now you don't want what you voted for. You know, he promised to make America great again. And do you ever sit there and ask yourself, when was this country great for each and every other American citizen? It could have been great for you, maybe if you were Caucasian. It could have been great for you if you come from a rich family background. And most or the biggest percent of such people that have come from rich family backgrounds are Caucasian or the white European Americans. And now this new, big, beautiful bill is going to strip away so many benefits from American citizens. And I was looking at it. It's crazy. I don't know what America is turning into. I don't know where this country is gonna be in the next few years to come. So the main benefits that Americans will lose under the one big beautiful bill: Medicaid coverage and services, new work reporting rules, yearly eligibility checks, cuts to state provider tax funding, and bans on coverage for gender affirming care or undocumented patients, with push an estimated 11.8 million people of Medicaid or other health insurance. SNAP benefit of food stamps raises the work requirement age ceiling from 54 to 64 and makes higher error rates. States pay up to 15% of benefit cost. Analysis projects about 8 million people will lose food assistance. 8 million people, 8 million American citizens that have been paying taxes to this country. This administration is taking away these benefits from these people. Well, this time administration still used American taxes to bring white South Africans from South Africa to America and grant them with everything that they need to settle down. But you want to take away these benefits from American citizens that have been paying taxes and at the same time use their taxes to, give out to other people. Clean energy consumer incentives repeals tax credits for new used EVs, home chargers, heat pump, insulation, upgrades, and abolishes the $27 billion greenhouse gas reduction fund that financed local climate projects. ACA Marketplace Health from 2026, special enrollment subsidies are disallowed, auto renewals and excess credit repayments lose caps when enhanced premium tax credits expire at end 2025. Millions face sharp premium hikes and coverage losses. Pell Grants and federal student loans. Eligibility tightened, more credit hours, no aid for half-time study, funding pared back, subsidized undergraduate loans and eliminated. Roughly 400,000 students could lose grants outright. Medicare low-income subsidies, harder qualification rules for programs that help about 1.3 million seniors pay premiums and drug costs. So, I looked now the number of the American citizens that will be affected for these. The health insurance and Medicaid, losing Medicaid and ACA coverage, 10.9 million uninsured by 2034. 10.9 million of American citizens. Losing Medicaid alone, 11.8 million nationally. Later, CBO projection for 12 million uninsured. SNAP and food stamps. 2 to 5 million people will lose SNAP benefits due to tightened work requirements. 2.5 million, they might be going hungry or die because of hunger because they cannot afford food for themselves. Student aid. 400,000 students could lose Pell Grants following stricter eligibility. Medicare and subsidies. 1.3 million low-income seniors may lose Medicare premium and drug cost subsidies. Can you imagine, seniors, and you want to take away from them? So, total uninsured increase will be 10.9 to 12 million by 2034. SNAP reduction, 2 to 5 million fewer recipients. Pell Grants cuts, 400,000 students will be affected by these. Medicare subsidies losses, 1.3 million seniors affected. So if this bill, as people are saying, starts, over 15 million Americans are at risk, primarily through loss of health coverage, reduced food aid, diminished education support, and lost Medicare assistance. This is so sad, guys. Looking at all these benefits that are just being taken away by this administration from the American citizens. When I just sit here and think of how America is always aiding other countries that are going through a lot, even in some of the things that are happening now with other countries. And now you want to take away all these benefits, but you have money to help and aid other countries that are facing a lot. It's so sad. I don't even understand how this government is doing all these. I don't understand who is advising them. Because there's no way you're going to sit there and take benefits from American citizens when you're always out there helping other countries, when your own citizens are suffering, when you're stripping away all the benefits, and they've been paying taxes, using their taxes to help other countries, but you don't want to use their taxes to help them. Trying to cut tax benefits from American millionaires and billionaires, that does not help the common American citizen, which is quite sad. And the saddest is that most of you voted for this. Why? If asked why you actually voted for this, it's because you wanted America to be great again. You wanted all illegal immigrants to be deported. How is that even helping you? How is deportation helping you as an American citizen? Are you going to work in those farms because you said they're taking jobs away from the American citizens? No. How is it helping you when 2 to 5 million American citizens, their food stamps or food benefits are taken away? Are you going to get that food? No, you're not going to get that food. Will America continue helping other countries out there with the taxes that you're paying? Yes. Why? Because they're the world saviors. They're the ones that saves the world, and each and every other country is that going through a lot, but forget about the American citizens. This guy promised that he was going to put American first, but as per what is happening, that is not what we are seeing, which is quite sad. So the next time that you'll be going out there to cast your vote, you always remember, and I keep on saying on each and every video that I'm doing, considering everything that is happening with the new administration, is that people will learn, and this will remain in the American history for so long that people will never forget that maybe this is the lesson that Americans needed to learn on how to value each and every other American citizen, not based on their color, not based on their gender, not based on their qualifications. Just because you're a citizen, you all deserve equal rights, either educated, uneducated, black, white, brown, Asian, or where you come from. If someone is an American citizen, they all deserve equal rights, and that should be given to each and every other person in the United States of America as long as they are a citizen. So the next time that you'll be casting your vote, you'll think very hard before, voting or casting your vote. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.